Congratulations, Sawyer.
On what?
The Nuggets won the NBA championship.
Yeah, they have.
I wanted Miami to win.
I was kind of hoping Miami would win, just because I think that it would have been really cool to see a number 8 seed win it all. But then the selfish part of me was like, no, Sawyer, you picked the Nuggets, so I was secretly really rooting for them.
Boom. With that being said, roll the intro.
Talkmen Tuesday. Everybody's looking forward to the podcast, yeah. Tuesday, Talkmen Tuesday. Everybody's looking forward to the podcast, yeah.
Boom. Nuggets won. Did you end up seeing yesterday's game? Or no? Just the highlights.
I watched like the last 2 minutes of it.
Ooh. That was a good one.
It was a good final, finish to that game too. It was a lot closer than I think people expected it to be.
Yeah. For an 8th seed. People were thinking that Miami might be taking it back.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
I mean, it would have been very interesting to see what would have happened if the Celtics would have beat the Heat, and have that Celtics Nuggets final. But I'm kind of happy the way that it turned out. I like the Heat. I think they were a fun team to watch, but they were just too small in the end. Like, they didn't have a lot of height to go against just Jokic and Aaron Gordon, and so it was just a little bit too much for him. And Jamal Murray, that guy was just on fire.
Dude, his story about him getting his ACL torn, in 2020, 2021? And then the first thing he says, are you guys going to trade me? To the coach. He's like, no. You'll recover, you come back better. And then him winning the NBA championship in 2023. 2-3 years later. Oh.
I mean, that's the competitive person in him. Or I guess maybe the smart person, knowing that sometimes people don't come back from this injury. Are you trading me? What's happening? What's my future? Yeah, I liked him. He was fun to watch.
Well, he told the NBA team owner, I was like, thank you for having faith in me. For not trading me away. The first thing he asked as a coach, when he got his injury, he knew something was going bad in the game. And then, it's crazy. Very interesting. Ooh.
And Jokic was mad that the parade isn't until Friday because he wanted to go back and get his horses. That guy, he just happens to be a tall guy who's athletic enough to play in the NBA. And, he's obviously very good. But, I feel like if he could just live with his horses all day, he would be very content in life.
He's the person who's really good at his job, but he doesn't like it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It gets everybody else annoyed who's trying to do it, and they're just falling short. He's just like, yeah, okay. He didn't care that they won, essentially. He was, walking around and just being a good sport, congratulating everybody, but I think his priorities, I say that loosely, weren't on the game itself, which is hilarious to win the finals. And then
we can go home now. Oh, did you see Lionel Messi is coming to Miami?
Yeah, I've been a huge Inter Miami fan ever since I was a young boy.
Ever since June, what was it, 9th or something? June 10th. Once that announcement hit, it's like, whoo! Tickets go from $29 to $400 a piece.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Sold out. And he might be attracting.
Good for the U.S. Huge.
Turned down $1.7 billion. How is Saudi getting so much money? How? If they spend that much on soccer players, do they think they're gonna make that back up, or are they just spending the oil money? It's what?
Yeah, is it like burning a hole in their pocket? So they're like, oh, let's just see how much we can get rid of. Like, that's wild.
All their announcements of getting those like the best soccer players in the world to go to Saudi Arabia, and I'm like, where is that at? So I finally looked at the map. I haven't found
it. Which of your globes did you look it up on?
The black and silver one.
There you go.
It's right next to Yemen. Wait, it's surrounded by the Arabian Sea, UAE, Qatar. Qatar was the World Cup was at. Iraq is right next to it, which that makes me. I don't know why I was thinking about the Iraqi war. I'm like, now that would make sense why we went to war with them. It's so bad. Like, what they're like, yeah, they're touching borders. Red Sea, Iran, Turkey, Afghanistan, Pakistan. It's like, how in the world? $1.6 billion for 3 years. How? What? I'm mind blown. Yeah.
What would you, if you, I mean, I feel like we talk about this every once in a while, but if you had that much money, what would you do? Like, I feel like I wouldn't know what to spend it all on.
$0.6 billion.
Like, ugh. Let's see. 1.6, I guess, 1,600,000 divided by, I don't know, we'll say divided by 10 years is obviously $160 million to spend. I don't know what math I'm doing. I was just going to start dividing.
It's like billions of dollars.
Yeah.
What? Well, I think they get $500 million here in the United States for 2 years. Around estimated. And then plus the...
only $500 million.
Yeah, I think they also... I think that's not counting... Apple got into it, Adidas got into it, and I guess the whole MLS community, the teams, all got into it, allowing him to like have some. If he wants to like buy a team and be part owner, they're allowing him because that was smart on the MLS. Everybody joining in.
Oh yeah,
let's get the best player in the world over here.
Woo! Like, what can we do to get him here? Like, and so, he's going to get so much, like, sponsorship money and everything. Like, not that he doesn't already have that, but just more incentive bonuses and all that. Like, ooh.
People are going to want to go to Miami. The bad thing, I guess it's not too bad, but he said he's not going to play in the next World Cup right now, initially. But he's also said that he retired from international football when he lost, like, a big final. So, like,
people are still holding out hope.
But then again, yeah, it's interesting. It's like leave on a high note, winning the World Cup, or try to go for another one. Oh,
that's one of the bad things though about living in like a Chicago area is people aren't going to come to us. Like, we have terrible weather. The only people we get are the German people, just because they're used to our cold weather. Like a guy who's from Argentina has been living in like warm places. He's going to want to go to a warm climate area, not Chicago.
It's like Miami. Oh. Sorry, I need to move to Miami.
Just for the foreseeable future, or
just for the next 2-3 years.
Yeah.
What the Great Migration of the United States? All the wealthy people are going to those no income states. Texas, Florida, Tennessee.
I mean, it's smart. Your money is your money. You don't have to give any of it away from what you make for your income. Like, that's one of the craziest thing to me. Taxes, just in general. Like, I am paying money for the money that I make, and then at the end of the year, I have to pay more money in April. Why? My road has potholes in it. What am I paying? Oh, adulting.
The things
They just take our money away and tell us not to ask questions.
death and taxes. You for sure get those two in life. Oh.
You know, I'm just going to stop paying taxes. What are they going to do, you know?
Let me know what happens. I want to find out.
Sawyer was never heard from again after that year.
Ooh, how has the gym been this week for you?
I have not gone to the gym. It's just absent.
Dude, last week I did all 5 CrossFit workouts and I went to all jiu-jitsu practices. So, what was it? 8 overall workouts for the week. I was
too shabby.
exhausted through the whole week. Today and yesterday I was like, I want to take I'm asleep.
Yeah.
I was tired. I was like, oh man, guys. I for sure need my 6-7 hours for sure if I decided to work out like that during the week. And I think yesterday, I've been going to sleep 10:30. I'm like, I gotta be in bed 10:30.
That's good.
Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I get into a rut where if I try to go to bed early, my body knows that it's too early. Like if I were to lay down at 9 o'clock and oh yeah, I'm gonna go to bed really early today or tonight. My body would be like, what are you doing? And I wouldn't be able to fall asleep until it's 9:30, 10. And then at that point, sure, my body's then ready for it, but I just wasted an hour.
Last week when I was going into workout in the morning, my buddy's like, you look tired. I'm like, just a little bit.
Thanks. I feel tired. I didn't need you to tell me that I look tired. Thanks, though.
Our CrossFit manager got a position in air traffic control. So we're going to get a new CrossFit manager next month.
So they're going to be working in the big towers at the airports.
I heard they make pretty good
That's
money.
a job that I feel like would be super stressful. Depending on what airport you worked in, you're just constantly talking to pilots as they're flying by, flying over, taking off, coming in. Oh, no, thank you.
I had a buddy of mine in college who, he got the job offer for, was it somewhere in air traffic control as a junior in college, but he got offered that position because so many people were retiring that they needed people. And he's like, dude, that's my dream job after college. So he didn't finish college and just went straight for it.
Might as well. I mean, if you have your dream job and offer lined up, why finish it off if you can start doing that right away?
Yeah, and my CrossFit manager was like, yeah, it's I'll probably be making 6 figures in 3 or 4 years. And that's the plan. Definitely stressful. Cause
for sure.
The guy was like, doctors have a set number of people that they help save their lives on during their shift. It's when the air traffic control people are on their shift, it's one plane. How many people are in one plane? Times that by how many planes they have to address and direct. It's oh, I didn't think about that. So
I wonder if air traffic control must be one of those jobs that after you get into it, you stick with.
Mm-hmm.
If all those people were retiring, which meant that one guy got to go before he even graduated college. I wonder if it's just one of those spots where it's if you're in, you know that you made it, and so you don't leave.
Yeah, I think they have great pension plans as well, which they know. He even knew that part too. He's like, yeah, pension plan's gonna be good. I'll be set. I'm basically set for life if I stick with it. I'm just deal with the stress. You're in CrossFit, so you should be good.
Yeah. Yeah, find ways of releasing that.
Because, oh man. Yeah.
I mean, you have to be an amazing multitasker for a job like that. You would have to know all the lingo first and foremost. You would have to know the location of all the planes that are on the runway and everything, who's going which directions, what direction it's okay to come back in. And then I'm sure hiccups happen all the time. And so the proper response in a quick, timely manner, because the plane doesn't stop moving.
Mm-hmm.
So I found a job that I don't want. It's an air traffic control person.
Great pension plans and pay is really great.
Yeah.
Then he
I'm fine with
doesn't.
a low stress job though. I mean,
He
I
doesn't
don't think
know
I
where
want
he'll
that in
be
my
at.
life.
He doesn't know where he'll be at though. He says he's gonna go in training for like 3-4 months, and then they're gonna ship him off to wherever they need him. I mean, huh? So I'm like, is that why? Is it like one certain company that does all air traffic control, or like what? How does that work?
Yeah, I feel like I would be okay in a job like that only if I was working at a very small airport.
Mm-hmm.
If I was working at like an O'Hare airport,
Oh man.
sure, you've got tons of people that are up there. It's not like you're the only person.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like it's a scramble. Whereas like if you're working in a small one, it's like, oh, we've got 20 airplanes coming through today. We'll make it by.
Yeah, like Purdue, their airport. We got an airport close by here.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of their flights that go to Chicago and Chicago out.
Mm-hmm.
We're big cities.
I wouldn't want Purdue's though because you have all the students flying. Students are stupid because they're still learning.
Do they get to use the airplane? I wonder, like, what?
I would assume so. They've got to get their hours.
Okay, the students flying. I thought you meant like student athletes. So like,
Actually, that's a good point. I wonder if they do have the ability to use it. I would guess if it's a far enough away place.
I think basketball for sure, since like the team is so small. Like football, I don't know why I want to see that happening.
Yeah. There was the story about one college team, I think it was basketball, that their plane like almost crashed or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say it was Michigan. I'm going to Google this now. But so I know that there's probably some places that do it. So Michigan
Is that why they have
University
conferences?
plane.
Travel.
Yeah,
to
Michigan basketball plane crash 2019. Oh, well, it happened in 2017. So I remembered something. 6 years, but mine is a steel trap. Nothing gets by it.
Kazakhstan. Sorry, I'm still looking at the map.
No, you're good.
Ukraine. Another thing that like amazed me by looking at the world map is like how much tourism Europe gets for being such a small place, like land wise. I feel like it gets a lot of attention.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's so much money, just tourism. Like Miami's gonna be.
I wonder what countries have the top tourism countries.
It's gotta be like Spain, Italy, France. I can see those
Most
three.
visited countries. Alrighty. So France is number 1. Spain is number 2. US is number 3.
What?
Then it's China, Italy, Turkey, Mexico, Thailand, Germany, UK.
Look at like 5 countries. Europe.
Mm-hmm.
But there's such a small section. It's like, I guess Mexico is the tourist spots. They're pretty known. Bahamas, Miami's gonna be
Cancun.
cool. I guess also cheaper, right? That's why. Is it?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like, is Europe cheaper?
I could see China and like Japan creeping up there even more so.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's been a big push in like Japanese tourism. Just with Tokyo.
Mm-hmm. What is it? UAE. What's their capital? Dubai. Dubai?
Oh, yeah, that was our thing from last week. When I thought it was India.
Yeah, Dubai's getting. They pay their influencers to go there, just like so it could basically like vlog about it and have like a commercial about Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, yeah, there's so much fun things to do over there. Like what?
Dubai just seems like a massive Vegas without the casinos.
And aren't they very strict on their drinking laws and whatnot? No making
That
out in
wouldn't
the party.
surprise me.
No making out in public. No being drunk in public. Like, huh? Fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Madagascar.
Oh, I finished the How to Influence People book, and now I'm on the Think and Grow Rich book.
Ooh.
I am over 200 pages in on it. I think I'm like 210 or something.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I feel like that's a tough book to like. It's not entertaining. It's not entertaining.
No. Oh, it's been rough. These last 200 plus pages have been a struggle. But it's like, I feel like actually it was a struggle to get started with it, because that's what I feel like the difficult part for sometimes just picking up a new book is like you have to learn how the author writes. And so then it's just like, okay, what style is this book going to be in and everything? Like I read one book, it was about like unknown secrets of Disney. And it was super interesting. And the way that the author had been writing it, it was like, he was like telling stories about it. And then there's like 4 different books that he's written about the topic. And so then Candace got me the second part to it. And so I was reading that thinking it was going to be in that same style, and it was completely different. It was just him interviewing people and just giving their answers. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of silly. And so I hated that one. But like with the Napoleon Hill, it's interesting the fact that you can tell that he's writing from that time period, because he keeps talking about the market crash and all of this stuff, and like the railroad, the steel companies, and all of that stuff. And so it's cool to kind of put yourself in that situation. But yeah, it's not like an entertainment read. This guy's trying to pump you up to go and get money, but like there are specific steps that you have to do, or else you're gonna fail like everybody else. But here's how we can do it. But I laid down, because before the baby comes, I've got a little over a month before the baby comes.
Ooh.
My goal was to finish reading all of the books that you got me, because I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna have any more reading time after this baby gets here, but like I want to read the books, and so I laid them out. And so the How to Influence People was the first book. This is the second book, and then I have I'm going down the list from the most pages to the least pages. So this one's 374 or something like that. 5 a.m. Club is like 311. And then the other 2 Napoleon Hill books are like 304 and 303. And so I'm like, I just make it past this. And I'm glad that I started with this book for like this round, because if this was the last book I had to read, oh my gosh, my motivation would be gone.
I like the fact that like one of the first intro lines, like, this book was not made to entertain.
I know.
Ouch.
It's like, all right, and we're just setting those expectations now. And he says it so many times where it's like in chapter 2, he had like this list of things for you to do, to like write your own little mantra, then repeat it multiple times. And he keeps mentioning in his other chapters, go back to chapter 2 and repeat that. And I'm like, I'm not going back to chapter 2. I'll go back to chapter 2 if I want to go back to chapter 2. Like, don't tell me what to do, Napoleon.
Oh, man. So, I guess you know a little bit about his like life story, right? How he spent like 20 years doing that for basically free. And got appointed from the richest man in the world at the time. Like, you're gonna do it for free. What?
Yeah.
You have like unlimited resources right now, sir. You want me to do this for free? You probably will out earn me if you keep this up. Like, oh. But it might be like take 20. Or might like you might have to pass away, and you might get the recognition after you pass away.
See, well, that's not fun.
I also like him because like he studies so many people. It's not like like those successful people who do like an autobiography, and it's like that case scenario, like them doing it, and it's like, okay, how can I apply this in my life?
Yeah, exactly like you said before. He's like, this book has taken me over a quarter of a century to write, and it's just like, oh God. That's why it's almost 400 pages long.
That was the toughest one to read for sure. Every time I want to reread that one, I'm like, okay, here we go again.
Yeah, I think after I'm done with this, I don't think I'm going to be rereading. This is not going to be on my rereading list.
Put it on the shelf, and then maybe
Yeah,
years down the road.
maybe I'll reread chapter 2.
I want to say
it.
the 5 a.m. Club is probably going to be a very entertaining book for you.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
I'm going to save that one. I'm going to do... So I'm doing Napoleon Hill. And so if I go with my initial plan of just doing from most pages to least pages, 5 a.m. Club's next. But I think I'm going to want to split it up and do like a Napoleon Hill, 5 a.m. Club, then finish up with a Napoleon Hill rather than have like 2 Napoleon Hills to wrap it up at. So, but we'll see. Just because I think that the 5 a.m. Club is like in that same style that I like reading. Just with like motivational books and all that stuff too, and kind of self-help stuff, but we'll see.
That was like little snippets of like information lecture type, but mostly a story, and wraps it up so nicely. That's like, wait, is this supposed to be a lecture? Like, oh yeah, this is the lecture part. And like, wait, and then he goes back to the story. Like, what? You were just lecturing me about something. How did he mix it so well? Yeah.
A nice piece about the Napoleon Hill book, though, is he likes to do lists. And so it's like his list will just make the pages fly by. But like he'll randomly do like a 10-page chapter, a 20-page chapter. There's one chapter that was 60 pages. And I'm like, what the heck? And it was about organization practices. And I'm like, 60 pages about organization? That was a drag of a chapter. And the last chapter in the book, I think, is 50 pages. And I'm going to be like, just power through, Sawyer. Power through. But I've got 5 chapters left. So I'm going to do 3 tomorrow and then 2 on Thursday. And then I should be done with the book.
Boom. Napoleon Hill. He's up there for self-development books. And since he studied it for so long, that like all the books that come for self-development have some sort of that general idea of those books. Because that's like everlasting information that you can put it anywhere. Right, you want to do a BuzzFeed quiz?
Yeah, let's do a BuzzFeed quiz. All right, you're choosing the BuzzFeed quiz. The last one that I did was the ice cream one. I think for our ages, I think that was last week's. That was a rough one.
I rounded up 36 of my favorite anime. Let's see how many you've seen. 36. But
I would probably have seen maybe like 3 of them. What animes have you watched? Have you watched any?
I don't think,
or even started to watch?
And not any like the current anime would consider anime today. I think it was like the back in the day anime. It's like what, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z. Would Yu-Gi-Oh be considered anime?
I think Yu-Gi-Oh. I think if you consider Digimon an anime and like Pokemon an anime, then I think Yu-Gi-Oh definitely falls underneath the anime category.
Avatar. Ooh. Legend of Korra.
Yeah, Avatar's got to be an anime too, doesn't it?
I feel like I gotta get into it The Legend of Korra, because I remember I started that but never finished it. So that, and then I kind of don't want to get into like the very popular animes because I heard they're very long, but they're good.
That's the tough thing that I'm in too. Like I've heard every once in a while I'll be like, I think I want to watch an anime because like you got like the Crunchyroll apps and things like that you can watch some of them on. And so I'll look up like best anime and they'll be like One Piece or Attack on Titan or different ones like that. And they're just hundreds of episodes. And I'm like, I don't have time for that. But like Dragon Ball Z is one that I randomly started multiple years ago. Like I fell off of it very quickly, but like I would want to figure out where I left off at because I know that like obviously they go Super Saiyan, but like Goku isn't even aged up yet. Like Goku still is a baby with his monkey tail. Where I left off of it, and so I would love to finish or just to pick up Dragon Ball Z again, but that's one of those that has hundreds upon hundreds of episodes onto that, and then they have the movies and everything like that. So I would want one that's like maybe 30 episodes. But I would recommend, I mean, it's a short one. It's on Netflix. The One Punch Man, if you ever just want a funny anime kick. Because it's all about this guy who works out all the time. He's like just an average Joe. And then he gets mad because he gets bullied one time. And so then he just does this training regime where he does so many push-ups, so many sit-ups. He runs X amount of miles every single day. And then he just gets absurdly strong. And he can kill anybody with one punch, but he doesn't care. And so he's just got no motivation to do anything. And so then the episodes are like talking about these big, scary monsters and like it's this massive buildup. And then he'll go and he'll just punch them once, and then the monster will explode. And the guy's just like, and time to go back to my apartment. So it's just a funny, but I don't think it's rated really high on people's list just because it's kind of stupid because it does that. I think it kind of mocks traditional animes, but I get a kick out of it.
Any chance you follow the guy on TikTok who's like, I'm just an average 28-year-old 9-to-5 job, like this is my life?
No.
And that kind of reminded me of that. It's like, I'm not your entrepreneur here. I'm not trying to tell you to like start a business. I'm like 9 to 5. My Friday night consists of getting a beer and watching like a movie or something and like calling it a day.
Yeah. I'm just trying to make it to the next week.
Like somebody comments like, thank you for not making me feel like horrible. Like I have like simple life.
Normalize a normal life. Yeah, I've seen one guy who he's like, I'm going home, I'm feeding my dog, and then he's like, and I'm gonna be waking up tomorrow. I don't think it's that same guy because this guy I think is a little bit older, but same kind of concept. And it's just like we need more of those figures in our lives. Like not every weekend is a trip to Bali where I'm doing all this stuff with all these influencer friends. No, some people just go home, try to find leftovers in the fridge so they don't have to make anything new, overeat, get too stuffed, get stomach pains, and then pass out.
Oh, did I tell you, last week, one of our workouts were sprints. 10 sprints, right?
Oh.
We had a lot of people pulling their hamstrings.
Oh, really?
I think we had like 3 or 4 that I know of that pulled their hamstrings. It's like, you gotta stretch that out. It's like, I try to do a sprint and I'm like, this does not feel so good. I'm like, I'm gonna keep jogging. I think we did front squats the day before, but still, yeah. I don't think a lot of us have. The last time we sprinted was a long time ago. Like, probably upper 20s or something like that. People who pull their hammies. It's like, ouch.
Yeah, I'm trying to think when's the last time that I, like, truly full out sprinted. And I can't think of it. It would have had to been sometime in college. I mean, I'm not running on a daily basis or anything like that. If I'm doing a run, I'm doing a cardio run, and it's just endurance, so I'm not Usain Bolting it out there.
Yeah, 100-meter sprint, 10 of them. And like, what, 15, 15, I have it under 30 seconds. People were like having 10 to 15 seconds runs. I'm over like 22, 24. Like, this feels so good. I need to stretch some more. All right. It's either which modern Disney man are you? No, let's just go with that one.
Which modern Disney man are you?
Uh-huh.
Alrighty.
No, we'll just go with that one. Let's go with that one.
I'm gonna do the party again.
Okay.
I feel like it just makes it easier. Oh, joined that quick. All right, let's start this party.
Wow.
Oh, wow. There are lots of questions.
Oh, man. 2, 3, 4.
I guess 10. I think there's just lots of choices, so you have to scroll down a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
Because, this first question has how many? 10 questions. 2, 4, 2, 4, 6. Each of the 10 questions has 10 possible answers.
How about we just say the question and just wherever we choose?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
All right, so the first one is having us pick a career. My career is going to be corporate CEO. Give me that money. Actually, that's such like a lame choice. I'm going to switch my choice. I'm going to be a YouTube star. That way I never have to leave my house if I don't want to.
I was between like a YouTube star and a travel photographer. So I'll go with travel photographer.
Boom.
Okay, pick a hobby. And I'm going to I want to say team sports, but like the quote unquote sports that I do are individual sports, like CrossFit and like jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But I just like the community aspect of it.
Yeah.
Like people are there. But it's not a team sport. It's definitely individual. I'm just going with team sports.
Yeah, I say you go for it. We can make your team/individual. I'm doing the building, restoring furniture. If I had the tools to do that and like just the know-how, I think that would be such a cool trait to have. And so that's going to be my hobby. Choose a new skill to learn. I am playing an instrument. Playing a new instrument. I've got a guitar behind me that I'm still going to learn at some point. Maybe it's going to be my lullaby guitar after I'm done with all these books. But I always thought playing the guitar would be cool.
Oh man, I'm between like 3 right now. Is it boxing, public speaking, or writing?
I thought you were going to say beekeeping for a second. I'm like, okay, well, I could say you could probably check that one off.
I was like writing because like production type stuff, like the idea behind a video or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Then boxing because jiu-jitsu is fun and all, but like boxing is just like straight to the punch. Straight to the punch.
If you can't choke somebody out, you'll knock them out.
So I want to get like 1 year under my belt for that.
Mm-hmm.
If they can't take a chokehold down, or first punch them and then choke them out.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So I'll just go with boxing because that's for sure going to be on the list in the future, in the years to come. All right. Next, choose the perfect weekend plans. I'm going with have a family game night.
I'm the same exact thing.
Woo.
I was between that and go to a museum, but I'm like, Sawyer, in all reality, like, you're not going to a museum. Like, you're going to be doing game night, so. Then there's a bunch of objects, and it says, pick a gift. Oh, I have told Candace that I'm going to be buying a Simpsons arcade machine. And she says as soon as we have our forever home, I'm able to buy one. So I'm choosing retro arcade game.
Oh.
They're only like $300 from Best Buy, and I've already got my money set aside for it specifically, and so I'm just waiting on as soon as we move in like 4 years when they're no longer selling them, and then I can't get them, and that'll be sad.
The price will double because those people don't sell.
Yep, exactly.
I'm going drone. I'm a sucker for drones. I'm also kind of glad the price is going down, so I don't have that much fear of crashing it.
There you go. It's not as expensive of a mistake.
Yeah. Oh man, the first few drones, I'm like, I don't want to fly this. I'm too scared. Alright, man's best friend. Pick a pet. Ooh. Oh man, I'm between like a husky and a French bulldog. Oh. Going husky.
My dream dog growing up was a husky. I always thought they were so cool. But I'm going tortoise shell cat just because it looks like my current cat.
Tortoise shell cat.
Choose a summer activity to participate in. I'm gonna say taking off somewhere new, so just going on a vacation.
I'm going with going to a traveling carnival. And jiu-jitsu, I met somebody who said he was part of the circus for 2 years. I'm like, what? I think the professor ended up like teaching something. I haven't seen him since because I really want to ask him like, what'd you do at the circus for 2 years? Yeah, I just felt like going to a circus and decided to join it. I'm like, what? Like, there's a story behind this, but I haven't seen him since. He might maybe come back next semester. And then I also thought about doing the like summer sports league, or like in jiu-jitsu term, like competition. Like I'm too busy to do competition type thing. And then I heard Mark Zuckerberg joined the competition. So like I'm definitely not as busy as Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, I think he's got a couple things on his plate.
He made it very low key and even put he registered as Mark Elliott, his middle name. And people didn't know, and he had like a mask and hat, and people didn't know it was him until like he took it off. It's like, what?
That's pretty cool.
Oh, is it my turn or your turn?
Yep.
My turn? Now pick some fall/winter plans. Fall and winter plans. I'm trying to learn a new language. Ever told you I met a lot of Brazilian
I'm doing
girls?
pottery class.
I met a lot of
What
Brazilian...
language would you want to learn?
Portuguese.
Portuguese.
TikTok live, man. There's a bunch of Brazilians going live for some reason. And UK. The UK accent. Hey, that's my friend, mate.
Yeah. Hey, whatever gets gifts.
Oh man.
I always thought pottery would be cool to do, so I'm gonna take a pottery class.
That does look fun. Messy, but fun.
It says, pick an odder Disney character you relate to. I believe it's older Disney character you relate to.
So it is older?
Yep. My favorite classic Disney movie is Hercules, so I gotta go with Hercules. I can go the distance. I'll be there someday.
Oh man, Tarzan. I went Tarzan.
Tarzan's a good one too. That would be my second choice.
And finally pick a trip to take this year.
Hmm.
Cambodia. Going on an archaeology tour in Cambodia.
I was between that one and the going on a photo safari in South Africa. So since you're doing Cambodia, I'll go to South Africa.
Bro. Actually, let's say top two.
Are you kidding me? How do we continuously get the same thing? When we don't have the same answer, I think we only had like 2 same answers out of these 10. But we got Flynn Rider from Tangled. You're the adventurous type. You want to see the world. You're curious and willing to try almost anything. You never want to be bored. First of all, I don't think that's true about me. I'm fine being bored. I get bored being bored, but...
I get bored, I go to sleep.
Yeah.
I need sleep. Yeah, I want to know how many like answers there are. Like what in each quiz? It's probably like 4, because those are a lot of answers like to choose from. So how many like overall answers were there? I'm guessing probably like 4.
I would think there has to be a minimum of like 5 for that specific one. I think there should be 10. If there were 10 questions with 10 choices, you feel like there would be 10 possible answers. But
maybe they got really tired of finding all the answers.
Everybody gets Flynn. No matter what you do, everybody gets the same answer.
Flynn Rider. I'm glad he knew what movie. It says Tangled.
It said it, yeah. Well, that's also one of Candace's favorite movies too, so I would have known that.
Tangled. It's interesting. Ooh. Oh. The World Cup is coming along.
Women's World Cup?
Yep. July 20th, in a month.
All right, take your guess.
Oh, you know who I'm going for.
Who is winning?
USA all the way. USA.
I feel like I can't choose USA, even though, like, obviously I'm American and I want them to win. What's a non-USA team?
Japan.
I was gonna say Japan was gonna be mine because I think that they beat the USA one time. But are they in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going Japan. Go Japan. Japón.
Let's see.
That's our question of the day. Pick our women's soccer team.
Mm-hmm. What were those also 2019 World Cup? Oh, they got cricket. I don't want cricket. Sorry.
The United States won 2-0 against the Netherlands.
No, that's another good team. 2-0.
But so are you going with the United States for your guess?
Yes, definitely. United States. They got Rose Lavelle. Did you see what the goal she made? Was it in 2019? I think it might have been 2019. It was marvelous. Rose Lavelle goal. Let's see what comes up. In the final, yep. 2-0. That goal was just insane. Out the middle. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay, we're done. There's so much emotion in that goal.
You guys let us know who you think is going to win the World Cup. And since we have an international audience, I just know we're going to have so many international answers here. There's representation from different countries. So let us know who you guys think is going to win the 2023 Women's World Cup. And we can see who's going to, again, come atop that one. And so my guess is Japan. Angel's guess is U.S. I don't feel very confident, but we're already here. So let's just roll with it.
Lock in your answer, Japan or the Netherlands?
I'll go Netherlands. If the Netherlands made it last time, I'll go Netherlands. Now, if Japan wins it, I'm going to come back to this specific episode and be like, Angel, you talked me out of my team. But so, yeah, I'm going to go to Netherlands just because I like their orange jerseys or their orange kits. But let us know who you guys think is going to win, and we can keep track of the winners of our listeners for, I guess, competitions to come. But we appreciate you guys as always for taking the time to listen to us talk about so many different topics, from books to Disney characters and everything in between. If you guys have anything that you want us to talk about next week, let us know in the comment section below and we can highlight those. But we appreciate you again for taking the time to listen to us, but we will talk with you guys more next week. But in the meantime, stay safe, give somebody a hug, make sure to tell someone you love them, and we will talk with you guys more next week.
Thank you, guys.
Peace.